But now as an adult, I'm taking my mom to travel with me sometimes. So she actually came to, I was on tour in Florida this year, and she actually came with me to Florida, which my mom lives in Singapore. So for her to come over and be on tour is like to see my mom in Miami is like, I don't know. It's so jarring to me because it's like two separate lives. But
did you have to convince her, or was she on board right away?
She was surprisingly on board, and she's not someone who gets on board with traveling, mainly because of the costs. And so she never wants me to spend money on her or anything. And so she's very stubborn with not traveling. But I think my father passing away made her more like, okay, I better come out. Otherwise, time is limited. So I brought her out to Florida, and she came on tour with me. And in my show, I talk about my dad a little bit, and then I bring my mama at the end. And she's like crying, and so like my tour manager had to like push her on stage. I was like calling, "Mom, my mom's here, everybody. My mom's never in America. You want to meet my mom? Hey, mom, they want to meet you." And she's like crying. She's kind of So So our family trips always end in tears. Is basically what the.
When your mom hits Miami, does she want to go shopping? Does she want new outfits, or does she have?
No. She hates spending money, so she's just like hanging out with me, and I'm trying to show her around America, and it's weird, like the food is so foreign to her, like Mexican food Cuban food is such a different world to her. She's not American like that at all. She's so used to like Singaporean food. So even getting her to eat like a quesadilla is like, she's like, what is this? What? She's not used to it.
Would she like Chinese food in America, or would she think it was inauthentic?
She's okay with it. She's okay with it. Yeah, she's not like it's the best she could get, I think. So she'd be okay with it.
Better than a quesadilla.
Yeah, better than quesadilla. But she, like we lived here for, like I said, she went to school in New Hampshire, and we would go to Boston as our local Chinatown. So she's like down, you know what I mean? Yeah. She's down with it. But she's been away from America since 1993. So some things it's too different.
Has she visited you before the Florida trip? She must have come over.
Yeah. She came with my dad. That's the last time I saw my dad, actually, was when he came to New York City to visit me in 2016, 2017. And the only thing he wanted to do was, talk about a New Hampshire guy. He just went straight to a Dunkin' Donuts.
Great.
And that was the only thing he craved. He said, I just craved Dunkin' Donuts and a donut, like the coffee and the donuts. He went straight there. That was like his dream. His dream was to have Dunkin' Donuts and walk and go visit Wall Street. That was his thing. Can you imagine this guy?
That's so funny. I always talk about it. I think I've probably talked about it on the podcast. Literally, I remember the day Bedford, New Hampshire got its first Dunkin' Donuts as one of the like formative moments of my life.
Right.
Like the idea that we could stop, we would drive to high school, you could stop and get a Dunkin' Donuts on the way. And I was like, this is it. We have everything we'll ever want now.
And now as an adult, do I only realize and appreciate what a random place Manchester, New Hampshire is.
Totally.
When like as an adult in New York City, I'm like, oh, that is a pretty random place to go to and be from and live in.